Hey besties, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So, we're diving back into Legend of the Phoenix today. And look who's on my screen. Yup, it's Pan An. We all know him in the game as this absolute heartthrob, right? I mean, can we just take a moment? The artists in this game truly blessed us. But have you ever wondered about the real story behind this handsome face? Well, it's a bit of a roller coaster, so gather round because I'm about to spill the tea on the real Pan An. I promise it's juicier than any palace gossip. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Pan An, was a real person from the Western Jin dynasty, way back around the 3rd century. And let me tell you, the game isn't exaggerating his looks. His actual name was Pan Yu, and An was his courtesy name. But everyone called him Pan An. This guy was the original celebrity heartthrob. Historical records say he was so ridiculously good-looking that whenever he'd go for a stroll, women would literally throw fruit into his carriage just to get his attention. Can you imagine? Forget sliding into DMs. They were launching produce. Imagine going out for groceries and coming back with a whole fruit basket you didn't pay for. That was the power of his face. I'd be out there with a whole watermelon, just saying. The phrase throwing fruit to fill a carriage actually became an idiom to describe a popular, attractive man because of him. He was the it boy of his time. But here's the thing, Pan An was way more than just a pretty face. He was actually a super talented writer and poet. His works, especially his FU poems, were incredibly famous. He was considered one of the leading literary figures of his era. He was part of a famous literary group called the 24 Friends of Jingu, which was basically the coolest, most exclusive writers' club of the time. They'd hang out in a fancy garden, writing poetry, drinking wine, and just being fabulous. So he had the looks and the brains. Talk about winning the genetic lottery, right? He also held several government positions throughout his life. He started his career with a lot of ambition, hoping to make a big impact. But, like in many historical dramas we love, court politics were a messy, dangerous game. Now, for the really romantic and kinda heartbreaking part of his story. You see, despite all the attention from basically everyone, Pan An was a one-woman man. He was deeply in love with his wife, Lady Yang. They were married when he was just a young man, and their bond was legendary. He was completely devoted to her. He didn't have concubines, which was super rare for a man of his status back then. They were the ultimate power couple, supporting each other through thick and thin. He even wrote beautiful, heartfelt poems for her, which is just goals. Tragically, his wife passed away relatively young, and Pan An was absolutely shattered. He never remarried. Instead, he channeled his grief into his writing. He wrote 3 incredibly moving poems called Poems of Mourning in her memory. These poems are famous even today for their raw emotion and deep sense of loss. He talks about how everything reminds him of her, how the world feels empty without her, and how he longs to be reunited with her. It's honestly so sad, but also so beautiful. He was a man who loved with his whole heart and soul. Unfortunately, Pan An's own ending wasn't a happy one. Remember that messy court politics I mentioned? Well, it caught up with him. He got tangled up in a power struggle involving the infamous Empress Jia Nanfang. It's a complicated story full of schemes and betrayals, but the short version is that he ended up on the losing side. He was falsely accused of treason and, tragically, was executed along with his entire family. It's a stark reminder of how dangerous life could be at the imperial court. From being the most admired man in the empire to such a devastating end. It's a true tragedy. He was handsome, brilliant, and fiercely loyal. But in the end, it wasn't enough to save him. And that brings us back here to our game. Although the real Pan An had a wife and was devastated from losing her, the Legend of the Phoenix team has given us a chance to woo him and have him as our companion. Isn't Delulu the Salulu besties? It's our chance to give this beautiful, tragic soul a happier storyline. Now, be a good strategist and try your best to become the phoenix of the game and avoid Pan and S tragedy. Let's get this man his happy ending, shall we? Alright, that's it for our little history lesson today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments who else from the game you'd like to hear about. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.